Welcome to the Arsenal Show. We are live, and it is the Nottingham Forest versus Arsenal pre-match preview for the FA Cup. And I'm joined by my co-host, Steve K. How you doing, Steve?
Yeah. How you doing, Kieran? Hope you're all having a good weekend, everybody out there. Time for the FA Cup. Time for singing She Wore a Yellow Ribbon. She wore a yellow ribbon in a merry month of May.
There's already been some upsets. Newcastle United have lost to Cambridge, and we're hoping that Arsenal do not continue the joys of the FA Cup. And this is what it's all about. It's about the big teams getting knocked out by the little teams, but not tomorrow at 5:10 or quarter past, 5:30. So, team news. A few, obviously, we've got people out for the African Nations Cup, and I'm fully expecting Mikel Arteta to rotate some players. But let's get Steve's thoughts on this. Steve, how do you think Mikel Arteta is going to play it tomorrow?
Yeah, I think he'll make some changes, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of the fringe players that we haven't seen there for a few weeks. And it's there's you normally say, oh, it's a break from the league and you look forward to the FA Cup. Don't feel exactly like that at the moment because we're doing so well in the league, and you just want every game to keep coming quick and fast in the Premiership. But yeah, this is the FA Cup. We're the record holders. This is this is my cup. Is what I always tell rival fans. And yeah, let's go on and win it, eh? Let's go and win it.
Yeah, definitely. Arsenal in the semi-finals of the EFL trophy or the EFL Cup. They're in this one. They're doing well in the leagues at the halfway point. So yeah, long may Arsenal continue with their form and momentum. What better game to give some players that are on the fringes, some players that need game time opportunities to get some first team football. Let's get to your predicted lineup. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of changes. Well, I'm hoping so. There's not too many because if you think about it, when you want to sort of blood youngsters, you usually think to yourselves, your 20-year-olds, your 18-year-olds, but that's our first team now. So yeah, to think about it, what changes could there have? Give us a predicted lineup.
Predicted lineup will be Leno in goal. Cedric at right back, even though he's been linked to going other places in the last week, which I find a little bit weird, considering we haven't really got cover. No, sometimes you see things in on accounts and transfer accounts, and you wipe them off straight away because you just know it don't make sense, and that's certainly one I don't. But I think Rob Holding will play. I said Leno, didn't I? Next to Rob Holding, I'd still like to see Ben White next to him.
He has done that in the Cup, though, hasn't he? He's generally played Ben White in it and rested Gabriel.
Yeah, I think Ben White's, he plays in these type of games a lot when he was at Brighton and when he was at Leeds, and going away to Notts Forest, which it won't be easy. They've got some seasoned professionals in the side. Who've played in the Premiership, so they're gonna know what it's all about. So you're gonna want some experience in there, and not all young kids. I mean, you go into left back. I would have thought that Nuno Tavares would be starting. You go into the midfield. I would assume Lokonga would get a game. I'd like to see Granit Xhaka in there next to him because obviously Partey not, and the only other choice at the moment really would be Mohamed El-Neni. And as much as I like him, I personally don't think he'll play him. So I wouldn't be surprised if Granit Xhaka started and captained the side.
He's off. He's in the African Nations Cup, isn't he, with Egypt?
Oh, well, I think it's a no-brainer when Xhaka plays.
And I think, Xhaka has played in the Cup games as well previously, and we haven't had a game in however long.
No, that's right. So he'll captain the side, and then as we go forward, we'll have. I think we'll have Emil Smith Rowe playing in the number 10. But then again, it gets a little bit tricky, up front. I mean, normally you would think to drop Saka, but again, over that right side, we were speaking about in the Arsenal show on Tuesday. What will happen if Saka gets injured, and who's there to replace? And although Pepe's not injured, he's not there. So it's awkward. So I can only think that he's going to play Saka there again. I would assume that he was going to play Eddie Nketiah up front. I think he'll probably give him a game. And I think more I think about it now, I think they'll probably play. Actually, I think they'll play probably Odegaard in the front there. I think he'll pick Odegaard and he'll put Emil Smith through far out, put him out on the left. It just shows you it gets a little bit awkward when you want to rest players and players start to get injured, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's like I said earlier, I was thinking wholesale changes, but then when it boils down to it, you've lost 3 players on African Nations Cup duty. Yeah. We've had 2 games. We've had a game cancelled, 2 games cancelled.
Liverpool cancelled.
Liverpool cancelled. So we should have had a game earlier on in the week. We've had that cancelled.
Yeah,
and the second leg will be moved back, won't it? So
yeah,
So this game, it's probably you need to keep the players fresh as well. You can't.
Yeah,
it's going to be a tough game against Liverpool. Yes, they will probably have a lot of youngsters out, but it's still their youngsters are good, and we've been beaten by those youngsters before. So we can't take any chances. We need to make sure that our players are fresh. The momentum's been going previously. Changes have been made in the other cup, but key players like Granit Xhaka, he's always had a game. Odegaard's always had a game. Smith Rowe's not been getting game time, so he's going to be playing. Ben White, so it should be a solid, strong team. With that added element of like the excitement of some different players, just to see how they're getting on. It'll be nice to see Sambi Lokonga get some game time because along with COVID and the fact that the partnership between Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka has been growing so well, he needs to make sure he's fresh just in case either of those two gets injured because they need someone to slot straight in there if that's to happen. So it should be a good game. And Nottingham Forest are no mugs, so we can't take them lightly. A team with a lot of history and a lot of pride when it comes to cup games as well. We have to be on it. Callisto says, Charlie Patino. Well, hopefully we do get to see Charlie Patino, maybe for like a little 20-minute, half-hour stint if we have run away with the result. I do think we'll probably see Eddie Nketiah, like you said, but it would be interesting to see who does play with him because previously it would have been the likes of Pepe coming in, but he's away. Will they put another youngster in there that they think is maybe coming through, maybe an Amari Hutchison or anyone like that? It'll be interesting to see, but the chances are, I think you're right. I think we're probably going to see pretty close to what you said there.
Yeah, no, it's as you said, like, but it's it's good the fact that if you bring those 3 players back into the side. And then you would put possibly El Neni in, and you would have Pepe back out, and you're looking at a really strong squad with still some decent players on the bench. But it'd be interesting to see what he does. It'd be interesting to see that does. I can see Kletzo's a Charlie Patino fan. We all want to see him, but one thing that we do want to do is bring him in at the right time. And I think as Arsenal fans now, Arteta's been with us now for a few years, and we can trust him. So if he doesn't play him, then that's I'll get behind him, and if he does, I'll get behind him on that as well. And so far he hasn't really been proved wrong. But the rest of it is just pretty straightforward. But like you said, Nottingham Forest, they're no mugs. They're a decent side. They're sitting there, in the middle of the table. They've got players like Joe. Is it Colback? who used to play for Sunderland, and Steve Cook, and Lewis Grabham up front, who can cause problems. A seasoned professional. So they've got players there, and they've not had a really good last few weeks. They've lost a couple of games, but look, this is the FA Cup. It's a home for Forest, and it'll be a packed house, and Arsenal are going to have to go there and do a job, be professional. But I think they'll come out and they'll win the game.
Yeah, they've also got as you know, James Garner from Man United on loan.
Yeah.
They've got Lyle Taylor, ex-Charlton striker, well loved down there, very, very strong, good in the air, gets mixed in with quite a few goals. Don't know how he's done this season, but yeah, was a fan's favourite down there. And Brennan Johnson, son of David Johnson, former Ipswich striker.
Oh yeah, God, and
he's been getting some rave reviews, and he's been linked to the likes of Newcastle previously and Everton as well. So they've got some players down there. So it'll be interesting. I'd like to see how he gets on against some higher quality opposition. Yeah, should be another good game.
We don't want no slip ups, don't we? Like you said, you've seen today. There's been shocks, and we know in the past we've had Arsenal sides that have gone and won titles that have played these type of teams and got beat. So we don't want to play a side that's too that's why I feel that playing Xhaka next to Lokonga and playing sort of White and Holding, who's still pretty experienced now, and we're not. And what's good as well now, we've all like Leno's made mistakes in the past, but I tell you what, and I've criticised him a few times, but I think one time we've burnt Leno. One thing I want to say is that I think since Ramsdale come, I think his attitude's been exemplary for Arsenal.
Exceptional, brilliant.
Because I've read an article today that where Ramsdale was being interviewed, and he said burnt Leno. He said if it wasn't for him, he said he goes out training with him, stays with him after, and I thought, wow, that was something I really, to be honest with you, wouldn't have expected from Bernd Leno. But he's been exemplary, and to have a goalkeeper come in like, well, look, let's face it, he's a World Cup goalkeeper. He plays for Germany. To come in as your second goalkeeper, this is what Arsenal want. So yeah, big pat on the back, big round of applause for Bernd Leno, and yeah, hopefully we can get him to stay, but I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah, no, not a chance. He's too good to be. He's too good to be a backup goalkeeper. But he's Aaron Ramsdale's done a job on different levels. Goalkeepers are a different kind of breed and a different kind of world. They don't call it GK Union for nothing, because one minute we hate each other but we respect each other and we're professionals. It's not often in training like you're trying to set up a shot for a goalkeeper to save to help him with his training, but really you want to rifle that in the back of the net so that he's not touching any. But it's counterproductive because you'll both end up doing it and it won't work. So you have to work together. And yeah, he's been Bernd Leno. You don't hear anything from him. You hear the odd. It may be times, but he does it in a professional manner. He does it in a professional way. So yeah, you've got a big up respect.
And that's like what you said. It's understandable, isn't it? We can accept when someone like Bernd Leno, you may see a little line in a paper saying that I don't want to be a number two, and I need to move on. As Arsenal fans, you can turn around and say, "Yeah, I get that. I understand that." The only thing that we was really upset with Bernd Leno is the fact that he was our number one and come out and said something.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But that was a mistake. That was a mistake, and we all make mistakes, and that was one of his. And he's since then he's like we keep saying. I may use the word again. He's been exemplary, and top marks to the guy.
Yeah, and I think that's a cultural thing as well, because German players are very honest. They're very honest. You ask them a question, they answer it. Like you watch if anyone watches any of the Bundesliga interviews, especially Thomas Muller, you ask him a question and he will answer it. And I think that's what Bernd Leno got asked a question and he answered it in a way that he thought was okay. Like to understand the fans, I get what they're saying. I get where they come from. I'm from an end where you just lie or say nothing. Like until while you're at that club, you don't even think about another club. You don't think about moving or anything. But it is what it is. We moved on. What are they saying there? Pepe has gone away. I think Pepe has gone away with Ivory Coast. They would have already gone because I did see a post from Wilfred Zaha that said that he went on Tuesday after isolation, so they would have already gone. And they were held back previously because of the Man City game. So they chose not to go early when. But there was a deadline that had to be over there, so they're all over there now. And I think it kicks off on Sunday. It kicks off tomorrow, so they have to be out there.
Yeah. And this is the time when you miss Pepe, really, isn't it? You think you wish he was there.
Yeah, it is. No,
it's like what I was saying. It's like what I was saying again. You know, in the Arsenal show, you know, if you've got a £72 million player and you know what he can produce, you know. You want him to stay and you want to try and get something out of him. And because, you know, if anything happens to Saka look, I mean, we all love Bukayo Saka, but, you know, if Saka got injured for a couple of games and Pepe all of a sudden started playing like the way he did at his last
Sunderland.
Sunderland. Well, maybe not against that, but, you know, again, if he started playing in the Premiership and Saka was injured and he had 2 or 3 absolute blinders, for me, he stays in the team. And then Saka's got to get back in, the same as Tierney. This is what you want from a top Premiership club. If you're going to challenge for Champions Leagues, if you're going to challenge for the titles, you know, if you want to be at that top 4 end of the table, this is the type of competition you want. And this is why, you know, I've always said to Arsenal fans, don't have your favourites. Don't have your favourite. Don't let Saka plays because he's your favourite or so-and-so play because he's your favourite. You know, play it for the good of the team. What's good for the team?
Yep, and that's players that are playing in form and keeping their shirt. It's about competition. Steve, give us your predicted score.
I think we should, you know, if we play like we have been playing over the last few weeks. Like you said earlier, you know, there's going to be a really strong side out there. I think this should be a pretty easy game, he says. I think it will be. Yeah, I'm going to go for see if I get it right again, like before. I'm going to go for a 4-1. See if that's my lucky prediction.
All right, Nottingham Forest 1, Arsenal 4. You going to give us any goal scorers?
I think Eddie Nketiah, if he plays, he'll get a couple. I think possibly Holding get one from a corner.
Oh, if Holding gets a header, I will do the lap of it's like a mile lap, shirtless.
4-1 and 4-1 and Holding.
He cannot score. He's had so many chances from corners, and Rob Holding is still yet to score. Wow!
Do you remember that header against? Was it someone? And they said if someone else was the manager, he would have gone a little bit low. Do you remember that? I think it was you that said it.
I can't remember who it was. I can't believe it. Oh, mate. Yeah. Holding is always there and thereabouts. It's always in the right place, and the right time. But he can never get it in goal. Maybe this is your time. Maybe this is your time, Rob. Come on.
Really
new hairline, new goal scoring.
Yeah. No, we go a couple of Nketiah. We'll get Holding coming up with a flying header from a corner. Yeah. And what should we have? Wow. What should we have? Let's have Lokonga scoring his first goal. Let's mix it up a bit. And let's Lewis Graben score the goal for Nottingham Forest. Let them have let their fans have something to cheer about.
Who would you say the key player would be for this game?
Key player, I think, like I said, 2 goals there. I think Eddie Nketiah, if he's going to be leading our front line, then it will be him. Again, he'll be our mainstay of person who's going to get the ball in the back of the net. So I think Eddie Nketiah will be key.
All right, Eddie Nketiah.
And Charlie Patino might come on and make it 5-1.
Oh, you're going to add another one, yeah?
No, I'm just looking at the comments.
It's a Colesso. You're dying for him to see him get a goal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I want to see? Do you know what I want to see from him? I wouldn't be. I don't mind if he doesn't score a goal. I just want to see some play. I want to see him. I want to see him play. And a good opportunity to see him play against a solid Nottingham Forest team.
Yeah, he scored against Sunderland, didn't he? He come on scored against Sunderland.
He did come on and score against Sunderland. Against Sunderland. But I want to see him. I want to see him play. I want to see him with the ball at his feet. I want to see movement. I want to see that. That's what I want to see.
Yeah,
goals. Yeah, anyone can come on and score a goal, but I want to see what he's like on the pitch properly because I think we'll get 10 minutes. I think it was Sahar with a debut goal. I mean, that Sahar looks decent, doesn't he, boys? He looks decent. Sahar by name, Sahar by nature. Get out of here! I can evict you. I can eject you out of this chat. That Sahar is. He looks really decent. Really tricky feet. Good shot on him. Good pass. Looks really good. What do you guys think of Vlahovic? Do you think we are trying to go hard to find the guy who's got other clubs who wants to join before Arsenal? Should we move and go for a player who wants an Arsenal move? I mean, look. I think we need to get over that, because it's very few and far between that you're going to get players out there that are like, do you know what? There's only one club that I've ever dreamed of playing for, and that's Arsenal. Like, it doesn't happen. Like, you have players that think, oh, I want to play for Real Madrid, I want to play for Barcelona, but that's a given. Whatever club you're at, you're always going to get players that want to play for Real Madrid or Barcelona. So it's going to happen. If we was to get him, it's because he wants to be here. Like, no player will come if they didn't want to be there. Like, they won't, because he backs himself, and he knows that he would be able to get other offers or other clubs come the summer. So if he does come, it's because he wants to be here. I think we need to get over the is it his first choice? And again, the players actually said nothing. These are all we're filling in the gaps. Press is filling in the gaps. So who's to say he doesn't want to come to Arsenal? Steve?
Yeah, I mean, quick coming. Just if anybody who's working on Twitter, getting in here now, and I'll give you a quick update that I didn't expect that I was going to have to do. But look, Dusan Vlahovic is Arsenal's number one target. That is no doubt whatsoever. Now, for me to say that today, right? All what we've just been talking about is that he doesn't want to play for Arsenal, and his agent's not answering his phone is absolute rubbish. Yeah, Mikel Arteta was asked about Vlahovic. Was it yesterday? You know, whether he was the type of guy he wanted to sign. Mikel Arteta's reply: you've got to look into the words sometimes when they're asked the questions. He said, "We are going all out, more or less." Don't know the exact words, but we've got the money and we want to get the big guy, in so many words. So that says a lot. It says a lot that there was a second bid. And look, there's a chance. There's a big chance. There is a very big. I speak to a lot of people in Italy, and you know they're telling me that it's very could be very probable that he could end up at Arsenal. Yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited. I would love to see him, but you know, I don't want to turn around and say he's going to come because there's not enough there yet to sort of lay bias on it. But certainly don't. This could be quite. He could be the missing key.
If we really get the new age Zlatan, we're definitely getting top four.
I think, yeah.
I think if we can carry on this momentum, if we could bring in a striker like Vlahovic, bring in another central midfielder, which Mikel Arteta said he wants to bring in, and then maybe whatever they need in the summer, might be one or two, additional right wing, I think, to cover for, or if they want to keep Pepe, then deal with Pepe and make sure he gets a mixture, gets some game time. But seriously exciting things happening for Arsenal, isn't it, boys?
Yeah.
Seriously, sorry, and girls, it's seriously exciting.
Yeah,
lot happening at Arsenal. Yeah, it's bubbling under. We're all trying to keep our cool at the moment. Like other fans are trying to banter us, and we're like just getting on. It's all right.
Listen, I can't. Right. I tell you now. I've been told things, right, but I don't want to come out here and say it things could feel like Kieran said. There could be exciting things happen, and if Balovic doesn't come to Arsenal, one thing you will be sure it will not be want of trying. It will just be the fact that he'll go somewhere else. Yeah. You know, it certainly won't be for wages.
Yeah.
So this told it. I've been told personal terms have been agreed. Now, don't get too excited over that because personal group teams that's not very difficult to do when you're a top Premiership club. But as far as the wages go, now I got told that this morning. But this, that there could be 5-6 other clubs where that's happened, where the personal terms have been agreed. But one thing it does tell me, and that's why I'm sort of getting a little bit irate on here when I tell you about the fact that he doesn't want to come, and the fact that he's a personal terms agreed, then he must want to come, mustn't he? He must be part of his plans.
Yeah. All right.
Two players just for Gletso there is Bruno Ramirez. That's the one that's being linked at the moment, and the other one is Wijnaldum until the summer, just as a loan. So they're the two that's I'm hearing most about.
All right. People, that's all we have time for. That was the preview of the Nottingham Forest game for the FA Cup tie tomorrow. Make sure you join us straight after the game. Steve has gone for a 4-1 victory to Arsenal with Eddie Nketiah, Rob Holding with a diving header, he says, and Sambi Lokonga to get his first goal for Arsenal. Key player being Eddie Nketiah, the Cup maestro. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Subscribe to KS1 TV. Go and follow these guys on Twitter. That's our crew for the KS1 TV crew. What were you jumping in? Oh, there we go. You've got Steve. Steve has gone for a 3-1 victory at Arsenal. Calesto says, thank you very much, Steve. When people talk about projects, to me, Arsenal is the perfect place for a young team who will grow together and improving and getting stronger with additions. 100%.
Do you know what? I said that. I said that. I didn't say it. I thought that today. I thought he's still very young, Dusan Vlahovic. Yeah. He's very young, and what better side to come into than Arsenal? You're going to Juventus, that's a hard place for a young player to go and start his career because he is still very young, and you look at the other like Man City, he could be in and out there. Arsenal, you straight in, pal. You're starting for one of the biggest clubs in Europe. And so it could be good.
Yeah, definitely. Please hit that like and subscribe, people. If you are new to the channel, please smash that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Calesto's gone for a 6-0. He's gassed after Steve's little pep talk. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Hit that share button. Hit that like. And if you're on Facebook, make sure you change the settings so we can see you are in here and join us in the chat. If you are on Twitter, come over to KS1 TV because not everything is going to be on Twitter. That's all I have time for. Thanks for joining us today, Steve.
Cheers, mate. Pleasure.
And thank you for joining us, everyone in the chat. You make it an absolute pleasure every time we're on. All right. Peace out, people. Stay safe and wash your hands. Hey, what's the news today?